Today we begin Paul's letter to the Thessalonians. This second letter is prompted by the need that the first one was to address, the problems that the first letter to the Thessalonians were to address. But then word came back to Paul saying those problems were still there and had been greater or had become greater. So he needed to address those issues. A few of them were persecutions that the Thessalonians were going through, they were facing, and idleness, amongst other things. So he needs to encourage them. In our world today, Christians face a lot of persecutions. As Catholics, it becomes worse by the day. But as the Thessalonians stood firm in their faith and believing the teachings that Paul brought to them, the good news, Christ himself, we need to stand firm so that we will receive such encouragement, we will receive such commendations as Paul gives the Thessalonians. He does commend them for their steadfastness in the face of persecution and encourages them to foster in that growth, in fulfilling every purpose and every effort of faith. But as we are being encouraged, Christ is also entreating us. Actually, these are harsh words Christ is telling the scribes and the Pharisees, which could be addressed to us as well. Woe to you, woe to you, woe to you. In the next few days, we will be experiencing such harsh words, such condemnational words from Christ, telling us to be careful. He is making us aware that my hypocrisy, your hypocrisy, our hypocrisy, the hypocrisy of this world, of our societies, in the church, should stop. He is telling us the repercussions of that attitude if it is not changed. The first woe is entreating us not to stop those who are trying to enter the kingdom of heaven. We are all trying to go to the parousia, the second coming, to enjoy the bliss of paradise. But then, because of our hypocrisy, we might not make it. And if we are not going to make it, why stop others? Why become obstacles for others? The second woe goes to those who go as far as over the seas, making great efforts, missionaries, evangelizers, going out to convert people for the kingdom of heaven. But then we end up making them worse people because of our attitudes, because of the lives we lead as Christian faithfuls, as pastors, as evangelizers. We scandalize these people and make them bitter and make them much more sinful than we are. The third woe is telling us of the sacredness as to our words. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. We shouldn't think of swearing. When you realize you're telling lies, or when you're trying to convince people to sway them, into your confusion and your deceit, then you start swearing. Then you try to convince them by calling on so many things, calling on God, calling on everything that you could, in order to convince them, to sway them into your deception. And this is against God. To swear by the temple of God is sacrilegious. To swear by heaven is sacrilegious, as Christ is telling us today. Let us be encouraged. Let us foster in our faith the growth of our belief. But in so doing, let us care for our attitudes as Christians, so that we will be fit for the kingdom of heaven and make others whom we convert also fit for saying. May the Lord bless us all.